Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke, a CFA Charterholder, and in today's video we're going to be discussing a type of activist strategy called shareholder derivative lawsuits. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so activist shareholders are shareholders that build up a small to medium-sized shareholding in a target company and they look to enact positive change. And typically shareholders negotiate with the company board of directors pretty amicably. However, sometimes the activist may pursue a more aggressive strategy, such as taking legal action, so litigation, or undertaking a lawsuit against the company. And one specific type of litigation approach is a shareholder derivative lawsuit. And a shareholder derivative lawsuit is a type of legal proceeding initiated by the activist acting on behalf of the company against either the existing board of directors, the senior management team, so the CEO, or any controlling majority shareholder on the grounds of them acting negligently or failing to act in the best interest of the shareholders. So effectively, the activist is almost accusing the board of directors or the CEO of not acting in the best interest of the shareholders, not fulfilling their obligations, failing to adhere to the principal-agent relationship, of always acting in the best interest of the shareholders. That's the accusation that the activist is making by entering into a shareholder derivative lawsuit. This isn't a particularly common strategy for activists to take in practice. It's quite an aggressive approach, but in many countries, laws restrict activist shareholders from pursuing litigation against the board of directors by imposing a minimum shareholder ownership timeframe with which they have had to have a material shareholding in the company to bring about a shareholder derivative lawsuit. That's to prevent an activist buying a 2% stake and then within the next 5 days pursuing litigation against the company directors. They need to have held their shares for a sufficient amount of time to be able to pursue this type of litigation against a target company. So that's the formal definition of a shareholder derivative lawsuit. In terms of famous examples, in 2019, Yahoo's shareholders sued the board of directors for breach of their fiduciary duties, asserting that they were aware of a major data breach. It was around 3 billion users that had their data leaked out into the public, but they covered up the breach and failed to report it to the shareholders and the public. At least that was the accusation that was lobbied at the company. They failed to implement appropriate security measures needed to prevent a data breach from taking place, and some of the directors even sold their personal stock holdings down before the news became public, so making a financial gain on inside information. The legal proceedings went on for a good few years, but eventually Yahoo's management accepted liability and eventually settled the lawsuit for a sum in the region of $30 million. So these shareholder derivative lawsuits do happen. Activists will go down that path, and they can be pretty expensive for a company if they accept liability for wrongdoing and inaction. So yeah, that's shareholder derivative lawsuits in a nutshell. Hopefully that was helpful. Any questions, feel free to fire them off in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.